Do you think we can come to the point or the question about how far land grants meant or can be seen as indicators of agrarian expansion?
Yes. Here also I would like to divide the land grants into two groups. One is the grant of a plot of land and the other is the grant of villages. In case of a grant of plot of land, as for instance, I would like to refer to the land grants issued by the Guptas in North Bengal. Here we find that only waste lands were given. So, and these lands were given to Brahmana Donis, and he had to earn his livelihood by the income accruing from that land. So here there is a question of the extension of agriculture. But in case of the grant of villages, these were already settled villages. So there is no question of extension of agriculture. So what I would like to highlight is that the question of extension of agriculture is applicable only in some cases and also in some peripheral areas like Bengal. Like I can refer to a copper plate charter which is very important, the Poshchimha copper plate of Sri Chandra from Sylhet, which records the creation of a Brahmana settlement where 6,000 Brahmanas were settled in a forest area. So here there is a case of extension of agriculture, but in case of grant of villages which the Palas did, there was no question of agriculture, increase of agriculture.
We have the Tipera copper plate also where we find expansion of
that is that also records the grant of land in a forest region.
So the forest regions were brought under the purview of cultivation, and so there was agrarian expansion. I think that's the point.
Yes, and also in central India there are some cases of the extension of agriculture, but this is not applicable in the case of the grant of villages.
What are these terms that are being used by historians, the terms to define these landed intermediaries or whatever? What are the terms they are using?
They generally they use terms like feudatory, intermediary, etc. But what Upinder Singh wanted to highlight is that the terms like feudatory or intermediary is not at all applicable to the Brahmana Donis, since he does not render military service or pay any kind of obligation to the king, any kind of tax. So she thinks that the terms like intermediaries and feudatory is inappropriate in such cases.
What are the terms you are finding in inscriptions defining these landed intermediaries or feudatories?
These terms are Mahashamantos. As for example, I can refer to a copper plate from the Kumilla region which records that Brahmana Mahashamanto asked to his overlord for a grant of land in a forest region to create a settlement for a Vaishnava temple.
Okay.
We have terms like Bhujya Manakya also. So what does this signify?
Bhujya Manakya is found in the Ashrafpur copper plate from the Dhaka region of Bangladesh, and it belongs to the 7th century. What is interesting is that it refers to the existence of the concept of the enjoyment of land and the cultivation of land separately. It refers to the Bhujya Manokos or enjoyers and the Krisha Manokos and cultivators of same plot of land. So it refers to the existence of this concept separately. It is also significant that the Smriti writers of the post 300 CE period refer to a 3-tier land system.
Okay.
With the king, the actual owner of the land or the Swami, and the Korshak or the peasant.
Okay.
So here we find hierarchy in this situation.